Hello, welcome. I'm David Holt. As of this morning, I am the mayor of Oklahoma City, and this is our Facebook Live tour of the mayor's office. But we actually are going to go a little bit beyond the mayor's office to begin with. I wanted to start with the council chamber. This is here at City Hall, which is 200 North Walker here in downtown Oklahoma City. And at the center of City Hall is our council chamber. It's a beautiful room, and actually standing literally right here is where I was sworn in at 8:30 this morning as the 36th mayor of Oklahoma City. This is where our council meets. There are also a lot of trusts and commissions that meet here. In fact, the Water Trust just adjourned a few minutes ago. And I was fortunate enough to grab a few of our council members, and I wanted to introduce them to you today. We have Larry McAtee from Ward 3. We have Councilman Mark Stonecipher from Ward 8. And we have Councilman John Pettis from Ward 7, Seventh Heaven, as they say. And these gentlemen and their other 5 colleagues sit up here at what we call the horseshoe. I don't know where that phrase originated from, other than the fact it's shaped like a horseshoe, but it's been used for a long time here in Oklahoma City, and everybody in city politics knows what that means. And so this is a pretty important room, and we're in here at least every other Tuesday, and sometimes more often than not, to hear from citizens and to make important decisions. Gentlemen, thank you for your service.
Congratulations.
Thank
One
you.
OKC.
One OKC, thank you. Now we're going to walk down here, and I'm going to show you some other stuff, including my office. So this is the office of the mayor and the city manager. So if you haven't followed Oklahoma City politics, then you may not know that we have a city manager form of government. The mayor and the council, we hire a city manager, and he or she handles the daily operations of the city. And we serve as sort of a vision-setting board of directors. And I think it's a great system, and it's obviously served Oklahoma City very well. And so at this end of the hall, on the 3rd floor of City Hall, the mayor and the city manager office together. We have a couple of neat remembrances here of our former mayors. This was Mayor Street. He served from, as it says here, from 1947 to 1959. I believe that was our first 3-term mayor. And then this is Mayor Patience Ladding. More than just a library in Northwest Oklahoma City, she was a great leader in our city and was the first female mayor of a large city in the United States. And I think it's just wonderful that we got her honored right here outside the office. Sign of the times here as we continue to make the transition. This gentleman is putting my name on the door. So the city manager office is in this suite of offices, as well as some of his top advisors. And then, of course, the mayor and my chief of staff and my executive assistant also office in here. And join me and we'll meet them. Hello.
Hello, Mayor.
I'm so glad you just happened to be standing here.
This circle.
This is Karen Fox. Hi. She is the executive assistant to the mayor, and this is Steve Hill. He's the chief of staff to the mayor. And in our form of government, it's kind of presumed that there's continuity, which I think is, again, has served us well. So they didn't start today with me. They've actually been here for several years. And in fact, Steve was my successor when I left City Hall and when I had been the mayor's chief of staff and went to the state legislature. He has been here ever since, and so we're lucky to have their institutional knowledge here. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Mayor.
This got changed last night, and when I walked in here actually with Steve after hours to unload some boxes, I said, that is really weird. That is really cool, however, and I'm excited that this day has finally arrived. So this is the mayor's office. I wish I had like a before and after, but Mayor Cornett had a more traditional setting. We wanted to. I'm not a millennial technically, but I'm close, and I wanted a different vibe, and I wanted a kind of a seating area where we could meet and where I would envision sort of being comfortable and being inviting and a warm place where we would obviously bring visitors, because I really view this office as one of the front doors to our city. And a lot of important people are going to come through here, and I want them to be comfortable. I want them to, have a good experience, and I want it to be a place where thought-provoking conversation can occur. And so I worked with Jennifer Welch, one of our very talented local interior designers, who has also become very well known through her show, Sweet Home Oklahoma. and she donated her services and helped us select the furniture here. And we actually have a desk coming as well, but it's not in yet. But it's a very small desk. I wanted to focus more on this meeting area. I wanted to use the daylight from these great windows to really make it a bright and welcoming place. We'll talk about some of the stuff over on these walls in a minute, but let's go over here and start with this magnificent piece of work that I don't even know that I've asked you. Does it have a title, DG?
You know, I was describing it to you. It's a Grand Buffalo.
We're going to call it Grand Buffalo.
Yes.
And it was painted in just the last week by D.G. Smalling, this talented Native American artist. I talked to him probably a year or two ago.
Yeah.
I mean, as we saw that this possibility was coming, that I would become the mayor and that I would be the first member of a tribe that was the mayor of Oklahoma City, we really wanted to have some tribal art in the office. And so I contacted him a few weeks ago and I said, it's time, DG. What can we do? And he was so kind to do this work. And I've asked him today to join us for this tour so we can hear from him directly. Tell us about the work, DG.
Well, I think, Mayor Holt is spot on. He being a citizen of the Osage Nation, for them, the buffalo, along with most of our tribes here, is a very important animal to us and very important symbol. And so it fits within the context of the state, but also within the actual interior design and architecture of the building, being very Art Deco. A piece like this, which is incorporating the metallics, very streamlined, fits within it. And let's be frank, and honest about it, as a mayor's office, you need a power piece. And this is a power piece. This says, welcome here. This is and especially when the desk is right here.
Yeah, which it will be.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
And plus it's good for photo ops and whatnot. But for me, it's a very good thing to have a mayor that has reached out in a way I don't think any other mayor's ever done in the city, to embrace the entire city. So this, again, fits in that component of a very multi-ethnic space.
Yeah, I mean, we're the capital city of a state that hosts more Indian tribes than any other place.
That's right.
And so we host Red Earth Festival. The city is about to open the American Indian Cultural Center. And for all those reasons, I wanted there to be a native presence here in the room, in the mayor's office. And this is certainly a strong presence.
And it's a sea change for us in terms of our historical relationships with the city.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, DG, thank you so much.
Thank you
You
very
are
much.
such a talented artist. We're
Appreciate
honored
it.
to have your piece here. I appreciate you very much. A few other things. This Russell Westbrook jersey speaks for itself. Of course, you're going to have a Thunder jersey in the mayor's office. I will say this is the only holdover from Mayor Cornett's administration. He asked me a few weeks ago via text if I wanted to keep the jersey, and I said, I got to have a Thunder jersey in the office, and I don't necessarily have any other options. So he offered it, and I guess I'll say it's on a long-term loan from Mayor Cornett. Over there we have a Route 66 sign. Of course, Oklahoma City is on Route 66, and this was actually part of a sign project we did a few years ago when I was still the mayor's chief of staff, and then as a senator to try to get the route marked throughout the city. And we're going to continue to work on that, and we're now partnering with War Acres and Bethany and Yukon to try to do even more work to really magnify the Route 66 presence here in Oklahoma City. This is a replica of a poster that was found a couple of years ago when they opened that time capsule here in downtown Oklahoma City at the church. They had never seen this poster before, but it was advertising the first July 4th celebration here in Oklahoma City in the year of our founding, 1889. So I just think it's a fascinating piece. Over here through the seating area, we have a map of the city, and that serves a practical purpose, of course. I envision myself actually walking over here to check out some things as issues arise in different parts of the city. But to me, it's also a symbolic purpose. I always want to remind myself that I'm the mayor of the entire city of Oklahoma City. And it's so gigantic that, 620 square miles that, it's not uncommon to see people portray Oklahoma City as just this part, But gosh, there's so much more to it. And I always want to be cognizant of that. And so it makes a statement to me about that. But it's also actually pretty handy, and I can see every little street name on this map, and I expect I'll spend a lot of time looking at it. We have a beautiful view of downtown Oklahoma City, and the City Hall Park was redone just in the last few years, and it is a beautiful day as I speak to you here from City Hall, as I'm sure you know. Mayor Cornett I sort of take some credit maybe for introducing him to the Flaming Lips about 10 years ago when I was his chief of staff and had this crazy idea to honor them with an alley naming in Bricktown. So he actually had a Flaming Lips poster in his office as well. So I guess it's becoming the obligatory Flaming Lips poster. But I brought my own, and I really wanted to recognize creativity in our city. And I loved the fact that this was commemorating their concert at the zoo about a decade ago. Of course, the zoo is a city facility, so this hits on multiple levels. And Scott Booker, the manager and the founder of ACM at UCO, was kind enough to lend this poster, which is a beautiful piece of art in and of itself. We have, numerous tchotchkes here. I'm sure as the years go on, I'll have many, many, many more. But I didn't want to have an opening day with empty shelves. I will tell you one quick little story about these cufflinks here. These say JN, if you can see that, and it's Jim Norick. My friend Robert Henry, who's now the president of OCU, soon to retire, went to Jim Norick's estate sale a few years ago. And of course, Jim Norick was mayor of Oklahoma City about 50 years ago. His son, Ron Norick, became mayor later and was the father of MAPS. And Robert Henry, my friend, bought these for me. He bought these at the estate sale, and he gave them to me. And he said, I'm giving these to you because I want you to be the mayor of Oklahoma City someday. And I remembered that, of course, and I wore these on Election Day, February 13th, the day I was elected mayor of Oklahoma City. And Mayor Jim Norick was also rather young, and he had been the youngest mayor of the last century until my election. I beat him by a few months. We have several other things here, of course. More Flaming Lips. We've got fire department, police, little commemoration of our Oklahoma City energy. Pretty cool Thunder Mayor Holt jersey that friend Pat gave me on election night. This is actually the Latino brand of our Oklahoma City Dodgers, this hat here. And we're excited for their season to actually start tonight. I will be throwing out the first pitch this weekend. Well, that's it for the mayor's office. I want to show you one last thing here, which is the mayor's conference room. Obviously, this is a place, when we have more than 5 people, we're going to be in here. And so there's going to be a lot of meetings that happen in this conference room. It's an important place. It's where a lot of important decisions are made. And
Sorry about that.
That's all right. We got that?
Yes.
We back on? All right. This is where a lot of important decisions are made. And for as long as anybody can remember, the pictures on the walls were the last 20 or so mayors of Oklahoma City. And I love those guys, and obviously I'm very appreciative of them, and I say guys, Mayor Ladding was among them as well. And but I wanted something a little more forward-looking, and I wanted something that would really make me think, and all of us in this room, think about the decisions that we're making. And so I worked with Carl Short, a local photographer here, does great work, great artist, and we found some subjects, some Oklahoma City kids, and we took these pictures of them so that they could be looking down on us when we make these decisions and serve as a reminder. And also, these kids, as you'll see, are demographically representative of kids of Oklahoma City. And that demographic is changing. People under the age of 18 in Oklahoma City are only 40% white. So, the city is shifting, and I really wanted to make a statement about that here in this room. So I love this room. We haven't had any meetings in here yet. I've only been in office for a few hours, but I think it's going to be a great reminder in the years ahead as we make decisions in here that will last far beyond my time as mayor. And I'll let you go ahead and take a look at all of these. These two, I should say, are my kids. I put them here so I could see them. I'll be sitting there where the city seal is on the table, and I figured if a meeting wasn't going well, I would need some encouragement, and I could look up at my George and Maggie there right on the wall. Well, that concludes our Facebook Live tour. Thank you so much for joining me. I thought this would be a great way for you to see your mayor's office. This belongs to you, not to me. I'm just borrowing it every day. And I really wanted you to be a part of this day by visiting this office. If you're watching this live, we're going to have a reception at the Civic Center at 4:30, and everybody is welcome, and you are most welcome to join us. But otherwise, check out okc.gov/mayor in the future if you want to get in touch with me and be a part of what we're doing here in Oklahoma City as we move forward as one OKC. Thank you for joining me today.